Hello everyone, back again. Just going to try a little experiment on this styrofoam board. That's what I call them anyway. In the UK, I don't know what other people call them around the world, around Europe, but they're art boards. Very good for experimenting. See if I can find this one here. Yeah. So this is West Foam. See if I can get it in the picture. West Foam. And this is it's just described as eco-friendly foam board for all creative and professional applications. In the UK, you can buy this from the range. Something I do have to do with that board, just to be sure that I get the right adhesion, there's no separation. Although I normally just use these for testing, which is very, very good. I don't know if you can see that, but I've got a circular orbital sander, and obviously it's too aggressive to use on that, but it's a 320 grade sander. So what I tend to do is just give it that all over, and then obviously when I've finished I wipe it all off with a damp cloth. Just make sure that there's no white dust on there at all. That way I get a fairly good adhesion, and make sure it's dry. I've just got my hot air heater running here. I'm just going to bend down and just blow it across the board for a minute, and then I'll turn this off. These boards are quite susceptible to bowing as well, so if I ever put one out as a finished product framed, then I have a backboard behind it of MDF, a very thin MDF. And obviously, even though my working surface is very level, when I put the cardboard and other stuff on, it's essential that I get this level, so I usually check it both ways, and if I need any packers in there. So all I'm going to try is just a quick bit of black and gold and white, really. This should be simple if it works, and there's no mixture or any other silicone or dimethicone or anything like that in here. So I'll just put a little bit around here. It might well run off, because it's just what it does, isn't it? So I'll give it a bit of help out to the edges. Nothing too clever here. These boards are quite handy. I usually just use it for, for my experiments, but they do look very nice when they're got an MDF backing on them, and you seal them up in a frame. They're really good. They're very durable once they've got the backing on, and I usually glue it to the MDF, so it sort of forms a I don't know what you want to call it, a back plane or a backbone to it. And then once the top is sealed off properly with whatever your chosen sealer is, it's fixed. Now I'm just going to do this, and then we'll see how it go. It might work, it might not. So I'm just going to come across from that corner, and I'm going to just sort of make a mess across there, pulling out that white. Now you've got to be fairly consistent with your pouring, try and be as accurate as you can with this one. So I go right down the middle with the white again. Now at this stage the white had nothing in it, so I'm just going to put a few drops of Dimethicon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, something like that. I'm not too fussed. A little bit of silicon. Just putting the same in the black, and a little bit in the gold. Not really worried about it. It's not. I find sometimes I forget to even put it in, and it still works. There's still reactions going on. There's still activity. Well, there's 3 drops, 6 drops, 4 drops. Don't mix it up too much. It matters, but it's best to just experiment. These styrofoam boards are good because they're cheap. So I'm going to try and go down the middle there. And what I'm trying to do is do a white down the centre, which I'll try now. See if I can get this fairly consistent. Try and follow that pattern. So a bit of white down the middle. I'll just go back again because I know the white's quite heavy and I do want the white to work. That's finished. Black, couple of stirs, no more. I'm not going to mix in any of that silicon or Dimethicon. And then I'll try again to get a consistent line. So black. Right, that's it. And then what I use, try and get a piece of card. Try and get a piece of card with a radius on it, not a sharp edge. Then you don't dig into it. So all I'm going to do is try and pull that white out of the middle in that line. Let's see if I can do it. It don't always work, but I'll try my best. Right, so I pull it along. So it's pulling over. Here we go. So I'm pulling over the top of the gold now. Try not to go right down to the canvas. I'm not worried about that mark I made because then I move the board like so. I still know I've got a level. I go to another clean corner, so we wouldn't use that dirty corner, and pull it again. This time I'll be a little bit more aggressive. So it's pulling that gold right out. I've put a little bit of gold across that white. There's some really good cells in there. Sometimes some of these come out quite nice, but I don't want them to look too unnatural. You know, like they've been pulled and pushed all over the place. So, but if I've got any tails or little tags of colour coming out, like I'll show you this at the end anyway. I'll take a picture of it. If I've got this little one right here, then I'll give it a little. And really, it should only be one. Shouldn't really flick it too many times, because it'll tend to want to merge into each other, and then it begins to, here you go. So it begins to look a bit silly. You'll only see these properly when I do the photo at the end. But I'll give it some tiny little whisks, some little tails. I think that's it. I'll show you some nice pictures of it at the end, and I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you again. Thanks for watching. Bye.